Welcome to Point to Rise, your podcast that gives you permission to dream big, take messy action, and turn your talent into profit while turning your back on perfection. My name is Susanne, high performance and mindset coach, former international ballerina, profitable entrepreneur, and founder of Point to Rise, a movement designed to empower dancers. It is my mission to use my own story as an inspiration for today's generation of dancers. And now sit back, stretch, warm up, or sip your coffee and love learning how much it matters to point at yourself first to rise to all that you are capable of. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Point to Rise podcast. My name is Susanne and I am your host today. I am back in Victoria. So grateful to be with my family again. Going through another, I would say, adjustment period that is different from last time. Nonetheless, we are doing my everything. So I have been pondering something that has, I wouldn't say bugged me, but what has come up over the last couple of months was people complaining about the fact that they're too busy, that they don't have enough time. And that reminded me of how often I actually heard in the theater, oh, that is not enough time. We won't be able to put the show together in this amount of time. And it made me realize that I was for myself, amongst with everybody else around me, treating time as something that is never enough. Like we always feel there is not enough time. So I started myself to ask the question, like, well, what would it look like if I had enough time? What would it actually feel like? And could I be in charge of that? So I did a little bit of research. It really isn't deep dive research. What I think there is enough to perhaps explain and help you through maybe finding some peace in your life as well and be more productive and find that time is in your hands and nobody else's. So let me explain. There are two theories on how we see time. One is the Newton law's time, that it's an a finite um, property that is, that we keep chasing and there is never enough there of it. Where Einstein, in his relativity theory, has said that spending, 1 minute on a hot stove seems like forever, but spending an hour with your friends that you love and that fill you up flies by like nothing. So it really depends on how we're spending our time that we're feeling whether or not it is enough. And do we actually believe that that time can be, you know, recreated, or can we create more in order to feel like we are filled up? So it made me think that I always, and I'm choosing always very precisely have that feeling that either I am not doing enough or that there is not enough time in the day, even if I schedule my day to do what I want to do, which leads me into an anxiety, kind of definitely into lack. And when I'm in lack, I am not creative. I am not doing um, anything good, neither for myself nor for somebody else. And when I look at creating Rise Media and coming from a lack mentality, that is not going to work. Neither has it worked in my life ever before because that consistent fear of not having enough time to do what I want to do, or if I spread this out, if we are consistently living in a fear of not having enough time, then that is exactly what we consistently create. And we have as a society, as human beings,
really surrendered to the fact that, well, there are only so many hours in a day, and this is all I can do right now. And we have never really taken the time, even if that takes like 5 seconds, to ask ourselves a different question. What does it look like if I had enough time? What would it feel like? And then from that point, how can I create it? So here's what I have learned over the past couple of weeks in terms of how can I create time for me. I'm not saying that there is more of it, but the magic lies in how am I spending it. I have for a long time now refused to use I am so busy. I can't. I don't even react well anymore, nor do I engage with other people that are throwing at me that they're too busy to do something. Um, because it's an excuse. The too busy line is an excuse to say either I am not scheduling my day properly or I am literally so booked out right now that doing this thing with you is not my priority. I respond really well to that. It doesn't hurt my ego. What hurts my, not feelings, but something that I don't want to be around anymore is people that are saying, oh, I'm too busy to do that. Doesn't bother me anymore. And I'd love to have you actually look at your language and how you're using um, the I am too busy and I am so busy line. When are you using it in your day? When are you using it as an excuse? Is it actually true? So let me tie a bow here. And I'm bringing this up, and I want to talk about this, and I want to put this in your ether that you understand that even over time you can have control if you're using it to the best of your ability. Meaning, we're choosing 3 hours of Netflix or even 1 hour of Netflix and saying, "Oh, I can't do this podcast interview." We're choosing mindlessly scrolling through Instagram, wherever your social media site that you prefer, versus going and having, I don't know, a great walk in the woods or a bath or a meditation or reading a book. It is what is really important to us and then making the choices. Whether or not we have time for that or how do we allocate time for that. And frankly, we always have time to go in the studio and work there 8, 10, 12 hours, not even questioning the outcome, being okay with the outcome, but yet everything else is put in the back burner. And I understand that that is a teaching that we have inherited, that you have inherited. I inherited for a long time without even questioning it. It is time, though, that we do. So, with this said, let me tie that bow one more time. I would love you to look at your life, and I would love to see that you're looking at the things that you're not doing that you really wanted to do, and why are you doing? Why are you not choosing to do that? Like, where are you actually leaking time? Where do you think you could be more productive? And by just asking that question without any kind of judgment, you will see different areas in your life that could actually be opened up in 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 making more room, giving you more room to breathe. I listened to a podcast by Lewis Howes with Rob Deirdre, who used to be a professional skateboarder. Now he does TV shows, he buys, creates, and sells companies. He has his own foundation, he coaches people, and he is unbelievable how he has managed is perhaps not the right word, how he created possibilities in his life by looking and tracking how he is spending his time. It's absolutely amazing. And it shows like the more into the detail you go, the higher is your productivity. And that man is so productive. I mean, he can basically shoot 6 shows in 6 hours for his TV series. And it is insane, not insane. It is absolutely unimaginable for me at this point. However, looking at that example makes me believe, oh, it's actually possible. So therefore, all I have to do is find a way to do that. And I'm telling you that there isn't really much that isn't possible. I heard a quote this morning that said, facts are keeping us from exploring new things. Because if we're believing facts, we're believing the past. And if we want to evolve, we need to go and look in the future. And there are no facts in the future. So your time and how you want to spend it is truly something that you can create. Nobody else is in charge of that, just like other parts in your life. The time that you've been given, we all have been given the same 24 hours in a day. And the only difference between oh, Friedrich and myself right now is how we're using our time and what kind of measurements and what kind of, not what kind of procedures we have in place in order to use that time to its absolute full potential. So you go, you look at your calendar, see if you actually are scheduling your day. And if you're not, then ask yourself the question why that is. Why you're not scheduling your day? I didn't schedule my day because I didn't want to be tied to a schedule that I had lived for, oh my goodness, so many decades. And I just wanted freedom. And I worked for a little bit until I realized that the freedom really truly lies in the discipline that we put ourselves into. So if I schedule my day very disciplined and I follow discipline, it gives me more freedom on the other end because I'm not sitting with my family at 4 p.m. wondering of all the things that I haven't done, should be doing. Is there any more that I need to do? No, I know in my heart that everything that I wanted to do today, everything that I was capable of today has been done. I'm going to leave it like this. This is a thought provoker. These are random thoughts that are, coming out at this point of how I feel about time, how I would love you to actually explore how you're looking at your time and also seeing it as one of your biggest assets. You need to take that out. That sounded wrong. How you actually see time and how time can be and is actually one of the biggest assets. I am sending you so much love. I would love it if you would rate, review, and share this podcast, this episode. We have 133 episodes out there. I would love you if you start sharing parts that have inspired you, even things that you don't agree with. I want to hear about this. And I am sending you so much love. Till next time. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. If this message resonates with you, please pass it on to someone who needs to hear this right now. And if you like what you've heard, your feedback will go a very long way. If you just take 30 seconds and leave me a 5-star review, that would mean the world to me. Till next time, point at yourself to rise to all that you are capable of.